Alright, before I get into it, I want to show you guys, if you do not know how to trade, please come here. I'll take a plain chart and I'll read it to you along with other information that I'll tell you. Now, I did just put this here and we're going to take a look at this chart. Alright, now I want you to just read a little bit of that because I'm going to put that right in front of you. I gave you guys that information over the weekend and then I included it in this morning's video right before 9:30. I allowed you to see those indications on that chart. Now let's just take a look at this histogram because I never have time to allow the histogram to play out in these videos. And so I want to show you with just the histogram by itself. You can apply this to your chart in relation to the information that transpired this morning. All right, so you see those cyan bars up here. Those cyan bars, that's pretty important. That's here. All right, and they pull right up to it. Keep in mind these levels are plotting before price get there. They're plotted ahead, so it comes on when the histogram itself turns gray. So the moment that the histogram turns gray, you get the level and it's projected forward. All right, so price need not touch it. However, sometimes there can be a slight overshoot. You're just not wanting them to significantly trade beyond it. And so with me being a trader and an educator, I'm providing you an oscillator that's built with education inside of it. All right. So most of the time when you're looking at the main panel here, you're seeing volume bars firing off, confirming the price action activity that's built into the histogram itself. So these dots are strength dots. So that means they're at your back. However, it can be an exhaustion move as well, because it's a price action dot. If you look at the corresponding lines, you'll see most of the time it's landing right near a blue bar. If not, very shortly after that, you'll see the volume kick on. All right, and again, volume is built into the oscillator as well. And that's what the blue and the cyan is representing here. You have thresholds, okay, confirming thresholds, but these levels, the moment that it turns gray, the level plots and it projects forward and lets you know, hey, we're cyclical at this point. Price action understanding combined with the oscillator. All right, so I'm gonna just show you a brief little bit of this before that decline here, because I never get a chance to allow this oscillator to just play out, and because it's too long, it takes too long for it to work. So you get the break above these red dots here, and you can see the strength in that. They need not trade above these levels. You preferably don't want them to touch them. All right, so then they start working their way above. They're coming in below, kind of like that bottom from this morning. And then, of course, you're getting them plotting above, and they're kind of channeling you right down, but they're not getting back past once they broke above these red ones over here. They're not getting back past that. So then they take off to the upside. You're not getting any more red, just green dots, green dots, green dots out of all of that information. And then finally, over here, where those cyan bars, here we go, those cyan bars inside of that range, there's your red dot. And you had another green one that wanted to come in right about 850 something. I told you in that video this morning, this is probably their best shot at getting this to work, and I didn't have this in front of me. That's just those two videos I released this morning using that information. And then of course here they broke past that and it's just been red until they got right down into this bottom and they kind of just worked it. All right, worked it. Now look at these levels. All right, they're constantly being plotted, and then you finally get your green. They lean back into it, and then they took off to the upside. That's your histogram from an educator. All right, so I wanted to make sure that I'm able to show this function as well because I made the video, but I wasn't able to elaborate as such because it takes so long for this thing to set up. But I definitely wanted to put that contrast there and let you know it's not your RSI, it's not your MACD. It's not just stochastic. Those things are absolutely okay if you're accustomed to using them. However, when you have understanding built into your oscillator, price action understanding, there's a couple price action setups inside of it. I'm pointing to actually when the histogram is being formed. Those dots particularly are really significant. I wanted to let you know that. All right, so I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.